and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to yet another StarCraft 2 cast from Team Darkstar. I'm the Mish King, and we're here today on Derelict Watcher Tournament Edition. In the bottom left-hand side, we have the sexy Zerg, the veteran of Team Darkstar, sporting the red trunks. We have Prospect. His opponent, the new up-and-comer of Team Darkstar, the Terran player, sporting the blue trunks. On the top right-hand side of this map, we have Avokado. And for anybody which follows Sonic for Hire, Avokado! Yep, Google it, YouTube it, enjoy it. It's good stuff, good stuff. Sonic for Hire, a really nice web series that I follow. And I also like following these SCVs, which always like to throw down those supply depots on the ramp. Gonna soon have a wall off completely. As Terrans, man. Terrans at the wall is pretty good. Pretty good. And yep, just so far we're seeing a fairly standard opening from both players here on this map. I actually started to like this map. Like initially I wasn't so keen about it, but then again, look at just look at it. You get this as a Zerg player. This is like a wet dream because you have this huge. You only get the fountain at the center, and yes, this is actually a fountain thing, which has blue fire on low settings. But yeah, this is the only real obstruction other than this great chasm. But yeah, it's a really great map. Looks like we'll be seeing a Reaper opening from Avokado. Gets done as refinery. Fairly standard 15 hatch. We have seen crazy stuff, as Cats seems to always pioneer ahead with those crazy builds. Which, although the proxy hatch at the Terran's natural is so crazy, it works more often than not. Barracks nearly completed. Spawning pool just started. And yeah, nothing really much to say other than this. Drone sneaking in, sneaky. And now the SCV was contemplating chasing it, but now we'll most probably just lock the gate. Yep, you can't leave, says that SCV. What are you thinking, man? Stay a while. And now the Reaper is going to make a beeline to that drone, or it could possibly just make a beeline to his enemy's base. He still hasn't got any defense other than just the drone claws at his disposal. Prospect, so he's gonna have to be on his toes for the time being. Micros the drone around, does not want to keep it idle, and in his own base he's just making sure that he's not supply blocked, making sure that he's still active on both fronts. So it looks like the yep, that Reaper makes a beeline for the drone. The drone immediately goes to morph into a refinery, aka extractor, aka assimilator, as there are 3 types of buildings for that. Command center goes down on the low ground. Has not yet been spotted in Prospect. He could actually afford to cancel. There we go. That's the Prospect we all know and love. The Gosu Prospect, which never makes a serious mistake. And oh, cheeky move there. Delays the factory ever so slightly and now goes to town on that SCV. Meanwhile, in his own base, the Reaper has initiated. On the hatchery, though, there's enough lings here, and now with the queen out, there's more than enough to really stop the Reaper from doing anything serious. And it looks like they're just slowly going into the mid game at the moment. The Zerg player still has not secured any extractors, so no tech is at his disposal. He's just got slow lings, and oh, double command center, man, double trouble. Other command center in the base. I thought if I clicked this enough, it would like shoot to the other command center, but that doesn't seem to be the case here. Double Reaper will manage to pick off that creep tumor. Going to be as annoying as possible. Reapers, of course, can regenerate HP over time because everybody is they're like trained by Wolverine. I was about to say everybody is Wolverine, but I was like, nah. Imagine if Marines were like Wolverine. That would not be silly. That would be totally awesome. SCV's now just going in a Congo line to the natural. And yeah, it looks like the tech lab has gone down on this barracks, and we should soon have some stim on the way, maybe some combat shields, and oh, nice triple queen defense at the front. Nearly managed to pick off the Reaper. Could potentially do so, but wisely, Avokado pulls back the weakened Reaper, sends in the stronger one, which did take a little bit of damage in the yellow, but nothing really serious. Hellions are coming to reinforce. Should see a few more Hellions on the way. The magic number being 6. And meanwhile, just Prospect's just spreading his overlords. He's getting it to a nice position. He's got vision on the 3rd. He's got vision on this potential third. May actually just send this Overlord into the main base. And we have the Dance of Death over here. Triple Queen defense versus double Reaper, double Hellion. So far holding steadfast. And now the creep has finally managed to establish a beachhead on the low ground. So now I think slowly but surely Prospect is getting into his groove. He has these Zerglings, but again, they do not have speed yet. It's only halfway done. Melee upgrades now going down, but now with the creep on the low ground, those queens will still be quite a force to be reckoned with. A lot more Hellions have reach, and now the queens, ooh, journeying a little bit off of creep, but not quite enough to be a problem. Additional Hellions are now on the way. And it looks like right now Avokado is just looking for that third. He knows that the third has to be here as he just scouted and saw no creep or anything. And just making sure, nope, not going to make sure. Bad rally point there. Widowmine production has begun, and here we go. Nice scan. We'll pick off a couple of creep timbers. Whoa, just able to like escape by the skin of his teeth on a few of those units. Doing a great job. Meanwhile at home, the wall has been established, although there is a gap over here. Not sure whether this was intentional or not as a funnel, but so far doing the job really nicely. Could afford to move this Widowmine maybe to the side and throw down a supply depot to finish off the wall. But I don't think he minds us as much. Speed has finished, Lair is already nearly complete, and we do have Baneling us, so he's lined up his buildings along with his tech upgrades accordingly, and a couple of Lings will spot the Expedition Force just leaving, and now Prospect, he's just making sure to take the Xel'Nagas, get as much vision as possible. He does not like playing blind. Even got the backup Overlord to keep an eye on this base while sending the first Overlord in, and it looks like Avokado is trying to kill off these queens. Oh, nice transfuse, goes down, and the Lings, they're out for blood. And this is the Dance of Death, folks. If the Lings get a nice surround, then that force will be rendered null and void. The scouting Overlord does come in. We'll see everything, and we'll confirm what tech path that Avokado is going. Should actually see a fourth base going down soon once this mineral line is saturated by Prospect. And yeah, I was just checking to see if, in fact, the game was being recorded. For a second I thought, wait a minute, what if this game isn't being recorded? And look at this minefield. Oh, nice minefield being set up. Additional mines being laid. And yeah, I think right now both players, they've reached a somewhat bit of equilibrium at the moment. But this is just the calm before the storm, ladies and gents. And I'm just waiting to see when Prospect goes for the fourth along with the macro hatches. That will be the tipping point when he can actually just shift it into high gear. But now, oh, actually, this Marine, wait. Oh, actually, yes. The Orbital Command was making its way. For a second, I thought, wait a minute, why isn't that Orbital Command being constructed? But, yep. Or in this case, the Command Center. I wonder if they should really fix that, whether that's a bug or something. As it didn't look like an Orbital Command. And oh, the Ling does manage to force one of the Widowmines to detonate. Additional Lings are coming in. Should run into some Widowmines. Will instead run into some gunfire, hell and brimstone. And we do have Pneumatized Carapace on these Overseers. So they're just speeding around with Ferrari engines. And yeah, it looks like this game has just started to really get tense. Prospect knows that this base is up. He knows that he needs to either make something happen or go for a fourth. And I would just say go for a fourth. And there we go. Fourth is on the way. No macro hatch as of yet, so he's just going to be on 3 hatches worth of production. And it looks like he's trying to be aggressive with his Mutalisks. Does take quite a bit of damage on them as there's a lot of DPS here. And all the Widowmines, oh my goodness. There are about 13 Widowmines. That is a lot of Widowmines, and that's a crazy amount of Widowmines. +2/+2 nearly done, but then again, Widowmines is technically magic damage, so it will stay finite. And here we go. It looks like the minefield is about to be laid here, and Prospect has to be very careful. This is a lot of pain, man, and we know that this pain train, it's heading straight for Zerg Avenue. And tries to use his Overlord, sending them in. Sends in his Lings, spreads them out nicely. A lot of friendly fire goes down and works against Avokado, but he's got a lot of units at the back. And nicely done here from Prospect. He cleans up very nicely. But the units, the stream of units should be enough to keep Prospect honest for the time being. Prospect's gonna lose a few overlords for free. But well defended. Did take out all of the mines, as he had a lot of overseers in there. Nicely also using the overlords to tank some of that damage. And now we finally see the macro hatch is going to go at the third. Wise choice as the third. It has the potential of being sniped from time to time. Like, there are windows of opportunity for Terrans to just snipe the third. So if you have a macro hatch next to her, you're like, you know what, bro? I've got 2 hatcheries, so deal with that. Hive on the way. Double spines at this. Actually, where are those spines? The spine crawlers. Oh, the spine crawlers are at the third. So right now, Prospect knows the value of that third, and does not know the value of Mutalisks as he loses a few for free. And right now, there's a very scary army knocking on Prospect's door, as Avokado is ahead in terms of supply, and now he's cleaned up a lot of the creep, so a lot more creep tumors need to be laid, and he's just slowly starting to whittle away at Prospect. And now the defense here from Prospect kicks in. One of the Widow Mines will burrow, but it looks like the medevac will be picked off instantaneously, and there is a double-pronged attack, of course, at this fourth, but it's just not enough. There are just enough mutas to clean it up really nicely, and I think that was a good trade for Prospect overall, as he did kill off the medevacs, he did kill off all the units that they were carrying, and he's just marching along, but he needs to do something with these Mutalisks, as they are just walking paperweights right now, or flying paperweights, and he should not send them into that hail of gunfire. Unfortunately for him, he just backs them off, puts them on the high ground. But guess what? Medevacs can spot high ground, will snipe a couple of Widow Mines for his trouble. And there's a huge sea of red right now, and he splits up nicely, goes in for the kill, and will clean everything up. There's just no Widow Mines right now to really save Avokado, and that fight swinging completely in favor of Prospect. But there was this backstab, but the Spore Crawler along with the Spines going to town, and really strong defense. We do have a drop over here at this fourth. There's no static D over here, so he has to force everything away. Instead just rallies his drones. He's like, you know what, I've had enough. I've had enough of you killing my brothers and sisters. I'm just gonna kill you instead. And a bit of a miscontrol over here by Prospect, and will split his units nicely, sends the Mutalisks with the Overseers to clean up one front while using his Lings and Banes on the other. And it looks like Prospect delaying that crucial fourth base and may end up catching some mines. Will pick one off, wisely backs off, as the mines do have the upgrade. They do have the actually they don't have the upgrade. Their upgrade only now being researched. Oddly enough, those mines look like they burrowed quite fast, but they will indeed burrow even faster. And here comes, he's attacking by air, he's attacking by land, and he does not need sea, but all these Lings in the firing lines. And right now Prospect doesn't care, but he should be really careful. He's going in a bit deep. A lot of his forces are being blown to smithereens, as if they were in a Michael Bay movie, but just the air units, the sheer air force of Prospect, just beefing through. But just look at the reinforcements right now with that fourth base, which should soon start to kick in. Avokado is just gonna start to build up some momentum and start to snowball. And this is how Terran versus Zerg is played. Once the Terran starts to snowball, it doesn't matter how many engagements you win. And runs into a hail of gunfire, loses quite a lot of Mutalisks. And now the Banelings, they're about to morph. He goes in. Nice spread there, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. Looks like it will do for now. And the Mutalisks look like they will go after all of these medevacs. The medevacs do manage to get away. But just look at the reinforcements. Another wave has entered. This is like one of those games with the wave after wave of units. This is like a kind of tower defense. And right now the Ultralisk Cavern, I'd say, is a little bit late. Maybe like 2 or 3 minutes late. As you've got to like go for the Ultras earlier. Because your units, you can't continuously do this anymore in Heart of the Swarm. I mean, only versus weaker tier Terrans are you able to really achieve victory through this sort of style. or being able to continuously decimate your opponent's economy. And right now, we're just looking at Avokado just continuously send wave after wave of high DPS, low cost units into the heart of the swarm. And Prospect, he's having some palpitations right now, having some difficulties dealing with it. And it looks like these medevacs now going to go for a backstab. And this fourth base, it's going completely uninterrupted. There is, of course, a planetary fortress here, but still, there's been no counterattacks on any of these fronts. And tries to go forward. Will lose a lot of his lings, but will pick off a lot of the forces. The minefield, though, is slowly starting to grow in favor of Avokado. And he's just eking forward. He knows, he smells victory, and goes after this fourth base. Gonna force Prospect's forces, which are already quite thin, to spread out even further. And Prospect is slowly starting to get beaten back. Look at that victory march, man. This is the Silk trade route. You can actually see a path being made right to Prospect's base. Prospect does have one Ultralisk. He's getting up the chitinous plating. But I don't know, he just needs to buy enough time, because once the chitinous plating finishes, the only thing you have to really worry about is the Widow Mines, as there's just too few Marauders to really be able to properly deal with those Ultralisks. And now he's had enough. He's going straight for it. Is he going straight for it? Yes, he is. Goes with everything, but can't really engage onto that minefield. And just look at the stream of units continuously coming, and more barracks on the low ground this time around. And now the siege of Isengard has begun. Prospect desperately tries to defend. Will run into a lot of Widow Mines. Some of them detonate onto the Mutalisks, but wow, Prospect somehow manages to push them away. Nice transfuses on his Ultralisks. They can't die. They're Terminator Ultralisks. Will manage to pick off one Ultralisk. Another one runs into a hail of gunfire, but +3/+3 with, of course, chitinous plating. Pretty good. And these Marines may have overextended just a smidge. As we see, the Silk trade route for now is somewhat closed. This group is just waiting to go in. Not sure whether Avokado realizes he has that force over there. But more and more Ultralisks are coming, and we do see the tech switch into Infestors. And of course, now the fourth base has indeed stabilized, and thus the sheer number of Ultralisks starting to favor Prospect a bit, and now tries to get a flank in with his Mutalisks. Will back off for the time being. Now goes and sprints and gallops in, and will force a lift off. And now the Mutalisks, they're like, no, you cannot leave. And the afterburner just finishes at the worst possible time, and he will clean it up quite handily. But just look at it, man. It looks like the backstab was coming. The calm before the storm. There's a lot of creep here. We do have the backstab with the Mutalisks. They're getting ready to flank. The Ultralisks, they haven't managed to get a nice concave. And we'll run into a lot of Widow Mine hits. 3 Widow Mines have detonated. Only 2 or 3 more left at the back waiting. And just more forces are being banked up right here at the back. But what an incredible match we have on our hands. Another command center is being taken, so it's like a reversal of ZVZ. And tries to pick off a unit. Will be successful in doing that. And now the Marauder production is really starting to kick in. Engages at a bad angle. But the Widow Mine hits. The Widow Mine hits so hard. And it looks like he will pick off a few Ultralisks. Ultralisks pretty expensive, but wisely we have Mutalisks cleaning up mines. And this fourth base will fall, but a lot of the mines will. And the thing is, Muta and Festa Ultra is actually really good. Nice fungal growth there. Forces a liftoff, and it looks like this base is under siege over here. We've got a medevac full of units just going in as well. We've got a massive fight over here getting ready to start. Nice fungal growth. Catches so many of Avocado's forces. They get cleaved in twain. But just the Widow Mines going to work on those Ultralisks. Not enough energy to continuously heal them. Will manage to force his army back, but at what cost? He's lost the fourth, and his opponent is not 1 but 2 bases ahead. Prospect doesn't care. Prospect loses all those lings except for this one, the magic ling, because he believed, and he's a wizard. Yes, this ling is a wizard, Harry. It's just a matter of time though before these guys reset, but till then It looks like there is an engagement over here. The first turret goes down. The second one goes down immediately. And looks like a lot of workers will be killed. But at this point, Avokado may be smiling. He's like, you know what? Kill them, bro. I don't need them anymore. And it looks like Avocado's going for the ultimate weapon of war. He's making battle cruisers soon. 3 starports only mean battle cruisers, but it looks like Prospect will successfully take out this base. Loses a few million mutalisks, but will take it out. No overseers over here. Those widow mines are actually really annoying, and one of them has 5 kills, another one has 16 kills. This one's a scrub. He has no kills. And it looks like right now Prospect is desperate. Prospect knows he needs to survive. He needs to get those high tier units, but he should not lose all of these mutalisks. He needs to be as cost efficient as possible. Probably wishes he has force fields, and no, still hasn't officially dealt with these widow mines. Not sure where the overseers are at. Where are those overseers? Are there any overseers? Yes, there are 2 overseers, one of which is with this flock. And it looks like finally he will clean this up, but it looks like that force of blue is slowly eking its way towards the third yet again. We do have the mutalisks coming into flank. We do have this main force over here, and we do have a backstab coming in yet again from Avokado, and here we go. The main forces haven't gone out of position. Massive fungals everywhere. You cannot leave. And here come the mutalisks. They run past the medevacs. A couple of mutalisks are like, wait, bro, there are fights over here. And this one widow mine just biding its time. And of course the 4th has gone down again right now. We do have, I'm just going to bring up the income tab. We do have a massive difference in income. Again, 2 bases up as Avokado. Prospect is starting to feel the pressure. He does have the right units though to deal with this, but he needs to get in the perfect engagements. And oddly enough, we have Banshees on the way. Banshees not bad, but considering that there are still quite a lot of mutalisks in the air, unless they run into a hail of gunfire and widow mines, which it looks like one of them will. A few others run into some gunfire. And Multi has left the game. Multi GG's out. He is Protoss. Protoss pretty imba. I'm kidding, I love Multi. He's got the best cheeks out there. Meanwhile, it looks like Prospect's going for it. He's had enough. He's like, no, I'm going to kill this base. I'm going to force a fight. Some of the Ultralists not getting some good surface area, kind of bugging out. Ultralists, after all, are just massive Zerglings. And it looks like these SCVs didn't do their job. Will get cleaned up. That's a lot of worker kills, looking at 34. But needs to run away as soon as possible. The Queens are blocking the ramp. But right now Avokado doesn't know. Avokado don't care. And it looks like the backstab yet again at this 4th, which continuously is contested. Unfortunately, this game is just going to slowly start to get worse for Prospect, as the only other base that's technically safe is, of course, this one. As expanding over here would do 2 things. One, this Widow Mine would kill your drone. Well, actually, I think it would be out of range, but I can't really tell at the moment. But it's actually, the second thing is it's actually close to this base, which keeps getting taken by Avokado, and this game just goes on, guys. And it looks like these mutalisks run into a lot of gunfire, and we've got more and more Banshees being made, which is an interesting tech choice. We do have a lot of Infestors, we do have a lot of mutalisks, 12 Infestors and 17 mutas, which is interesting why Avokado would do this. If he had gone for battle cruisers, would have made more sense. But oh, these Infestors, they're way out of position. They throw down some defensive fungals. One Marauder will go in, has to waste a fungal on the lone Marauder. Will try and just fungal down some units. Oh, grabs a lot of units. But now the mines are just waiting to burrow. We've got a massive attack on our hands, and it looks like he's just trying to position. He's getting forced out of position right now. Some fungals go down. He catches some of the units, but there's so many mines. He has to be very cautious about this. Does go in, and it looks like most of the mines have detonated. There's still one. Some infested Terrans goes out to try and tank some of the damage. More fungals going in. Both players duking it out, and for the first time in a while, we do have Prospect ahead of his opponent. The Queens rally forward, and it looks like he's done it. He somehow managed to hold. And yes, that is my mother, ladies and gentlemen. And yes, she's nice. Meanwhile, this base, of course, was cancelled yet again. We do have the Ultralisk in the back. And oh, Banshee, no sneaky Banshee play for you. The thing is, Avocado's in a bad position. He's mined out his main, he's mined out his natural, he's mined out his third, he's mined out his fourth, and now he's long distance mining. But guess what? Mutalisks! Mutas! The birds! He yells, the birds! More and more worker kills, he says. I want all the worker kills. And right now, this new Silk Trade route is proving to have quite a lot of bandits. And now we have a double-pronged attack at the third. We have an attack over here at this other base. A couple of fungals are forced to go down. Needs to send in his infested Terrans. Has to fungal not once but twice. Goes for this additional Banshee. And now Avokado is actually out of minerals. While somehow, someway, Prospect has clawed his way back from a terrible position. And is slowly just mining ahead. Let's look at the income tab really quickly. We're looking at 260 minerals, now 380 to 0, folks. He has nothing. He's down to 40 supply. He's probably just sitting in his chair wondering what happened. How did that happen? This is what happens, man, when you get a great player. They just win from the most unexpected positions. But it's far from over. 39 supply can still be quite dangerous, but now the mutas... So many mules have been dropped. He dropped the Mjolnir. 6 mules been dropped. And I think right now, Prospect's testing the water. He's like, wait a minute. Are you serious? Is this it? He's testing the waters. He's trying to pick off some Marines here and there. If he moves across the field, he would effectively kill his opponent. He's got so many infestors. And now goes straight for this planetary fortress. We'll take a lot of pot shots from that turret in the back. But right now, he's got to realize there's got to be that alarm bell saying that, wait a minute, is this it? Is this for reals? Not for play? But he's just darting in and out, being cheeky with those mutalisks. And will manage to pick off a refinery. But as you can see, Avokado is in no shortage of supply when it comes to gas. And when I mean that, it's of course the Vespian guys, you naughty silly billies. Right now it looks like we've got a couple of expansions about to go down over here. The one hatchery about to be taken for the first time in 38 minutes. Prospect has secured a 5th base. He's still poking in and out. He doesn't realize how far ahead he is, and the more time he wastes, the longer that gap fills up. Look at that gap. It's already closed quite significantly. And I can't believe it. If Prospect loses the game from here, I am going to probably flip my table. Prospect goes in yet again, being annoying. We do have a backstab, of course, over here. The infestors are at the front. They're like, let us at him. And they're getting picked off. Has to transfuse infestors. Quite unheard of. Loses a couple of infestors. Totally cost efficient. Totally worth it. And this is a bit of bad micro from Prospect right now. And right now, slowly but surely, that supply gap is slowly starting to close. This base, of course, being taken. And it's fresh minerals, folks. This base has yet to be mined. Extractors do finally finish. The drone's kind of jumping the gun, but then again, he is oversaturated. As Prospect himself is mined out on 3 of his 3 bases. He's only still got his 4th base, still got his 5th base. Avokado, though, he only has this 5th base. His other bases have mined out. That is the double-edged sword. When you have mules, you can mine really fast, but at the end of the day, you mine so fast that you might end up mining out. The queens are under siege. This small force is going to town right now. Will slowly get cleaved. The mutas run in through that one widow mine, but at the end of the day, nice transfuses save the day. And we can see now just 30 supply difference between both of these players, and a backstab over here. And he's lost so many infestors. Right now, Prospect's mind, he's been worn down, man. This game has been pretty cray-cray. I would actually just run in some lings and try and clean up this base, because why not? You can't really, and actually he could even run them in this base right now. Instead, goes right into the heart of the Terran Dominion. Gonna lose all these units for free. Fortunately, will get away with a sparse amount of units, and more mutas seem to be the answer that Prospect wishes to go for, the answer that he thinks he needs. And oh my goodness, Hellbat production has begun, so lings might not be the answer, bro. Still quite a lot of units here, and I must turn my phone on mute. Apologies for all the odd interruptions. The Lings run in. Gonna slowly chip away at the paint of the SCVs and chip right through it. Gonna pick off a lot of workers here. We're at 61 worker kills for Prospect. He's doing the job. This is the only mining base, so he's just stopped mining altogether. And he has his main forces here at this third, but there's just not enough infestors, I believe. But it just might be enough if he can get the right amount of fungals. Additional ultras are, of course, on the way. And we do have this base under siege. He's left it. He's just going straight for it. There's a nice fungal. Catches the majority of the units. All of the units on the ramp. Gonna fungal them down. And oh, here comes the Seeker missiles on everything! Will pick off so many units. Transfuses had to be used to save the day. Forces Prospect back. This is it. This is the Alamo, folks. There are still a few infestors that can throw down fungal growths. Needs to save the one in the back. The Queens rally forward. The Ultra can't die. It keeps getting healed. So many transfuses on offer. The base will get picked off, but then again, Prospect still has this base. And now the army's been beaten back. The DPS proving to be too strong. But now the mutas, crucial mutas, which have seen so much battle for the longest time, they've come to clean up. And back to about 40 supply here is Avokado. He doesn't give up. At 29 minerals, 38 supply. Does he have any orbitals left? He has one orbital left. Actually, no, 2 orbitals. He's moving one of them. And it looks like Prospect now just rallies one of his units over here. Does not want to let this base go down. Has these Lings getting ready for a backstab. The Lings could prove more useful in this. This is last ditch, folks. He's going all in. And nice. Seeker missiles has to run those mutas really far away. Gets out of range so the Seekers cannot detonate. We do have auto charges going down. Tries to use everything in the Terran arsenal. And here we go. There's the final battle, folks. He goes all in. And yeah, I don't think it's going to be enough. He will force a cancel. And it looks like Prospect wisely doesn't want to really engage into those auto charges as they are free units. But instead was like, you know what, YOLO. Picks off the auto turrets one by one, and this small force of commandos behind enemy lines proving not to be enough. The last Marine will go down. No anti-air left other than these Ravens, and now they've gone to work. Tries to get a few auto turrets down, but there's just too much DPS here. And now slowly but surely, Avokado, one supply. This is the one supply. I would like to say the 1%. He's the last of his kind, folks. The last of his kind. Now 2 Marines gonna keep him company. And it looks like this base has been shut down yet again by Prospect. There's the GG. Prospect, after a ridiculous game, swinging back and forward, he takes it. Avokado coming so close to the precipice, but not managing to finish off. Showed his tenacity by staying in the game and still keeping Prospect on his toes. Prospect, of course, a veteran. So hope to see a lot more of Avokado in the future. And of course, clean play from Prospect. And yeah, guys, do check out our sponsor as well. Throwing that out there. Yep, plug. Do check out whatnet.com. Those guys are awesome. Do follow them at whatnet.com on Twitter. Do follow us at DarkstarsC2 on Twitter. And do check out our website, teamdarkstar.com. I'm the Mish King. You can follow me at the Mish King on Twitter. And I'll see you guys next time.